Let's now cross over to Yunus Paksoy, who's at the Munich Security Conference. Yunus, we heard strong words from the Turkish foreign minister there, and in the last hour he had a meeting with the Russian foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov. What came out of that meeting?
Exactly, that was one of the two very important meetings of the day here on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference. The first one was with the German foreign minister and the second one was with the Russian foreign minister Lavrov. And after that meeting, Cavusoglu posted a tweet on his official Twitter account, and he said that he had a very productive meeting with Lavrov, and they agreed that their delegations will meet in Moscow on this Monday in 2 days' time. And then after that meeting between the two delegations, they will make a reassessment of the whole situation really in Syria's Idlib region. And then after that, they will decide what steps they are going to be taking, because we've heard in the past week or so from different Turkish officials, from the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, that Turkey is going to take necessary actions, whatever the cost is, against the Assad regime, because the Assad regime has been intensifying its attacks on civilians as well as Turkish troops. After that, I had to listen to what Lavrov had to say after that meeting. Lavrov said, we have really good relations with Turkey, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be agreeing on every single topic. Once all these talks are going on really regarding the Idlib region, President Erdogan also had a phone call with the United States President Donald Trump, and I've been speaking to some people here, and I had a little chat with former United States Secretary of State John Kerry. Please take a listen to what he said.
It's the same old thing that's been happening, and it requires major diplomacy, major engagement, not just by the United States, but by all the countries in the region, in order to stop using it as a proxy and to focus on the diplomacy of peace. I think the people of Syria have been the victims long enough. It's a great open wound of the international community to have failed to bring people together. And it's one of the things I think about the most in terms of things we didn't get done and tried very hard to. So I hope that there'll be a rage of diplomacy that will bring people to Geneva to end what is costing the whole region.
Now, Yunus, earlier the Turkish and German foreign ministers had a meeting as well on the sidelines of the summit, and they discussed the situation in Libya. Any breakthrough when it comes to that issue?
Not really, because it's quite tricky between the two NATO allies when it comes to the permanent ceasefire in Libya. Although they are already on the same page that both countries are saying that yes, there must be a permanent ceasefire, a permanent solution in the war-torn country. But when it comes to warlord Khalifa Haftar, Turkey wants European allies, particularly Germany and France, to apply more pressure on the warlord, because he's constantly violating the ceasefire, and he doesn't even agree to some sort of ceasefire. So this is what Turkey says. But yesterday at the Munich Security Conference, I listened to the German president, and Frank-Walter Steinmeier said we have to shake so many hands to reach a permanent ceasefire in Libya, and not all those hands are clean. So this is the mentality from Germany, from the German government. They are saying that yes, we're going to have talks with warlord Khalifa Haftar, but they are still refusing to apply more pressure on the warlord. This is what's really concerning Turkey, and Turkey has been quite vocal about it towards the European allies. But at the moment, there's no breakthrough really in that respect. But in the upcoming period, we may really see some breakthrough in that respect, because tomorrow there's going to be a follow-up meeting of foreign ministers. Let's remember on the January 19th, there was a conference in the German capital regarding for peace in Libya. So tomorrow, maybe we will know more details as to whether the European allies are going to apply more pressure on Khalifa Haftar.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that here on TRT World. Yunus, thank you for those updates.